everyone, my name is Christina Rosado. It's nice meeting you. A lot of you have noticed that I have not been posting as much as I used to, and that I have kind of been, for the most part, MIA. And the reason of that is because I feel like I've really hit like an impasse in my life where a lot of things have changed that was unexpected, but I'm like so excited for the future and so excited to see what is going on. I'm finally in a really good place. I had some friends die and stuff, and then I had like some life reflecting moments. And what I mean by life reflecting moments, moments that make you like go like, oh, let me look into this a little bit differently and let me see how I feel as a person, because I got to make the best decision for whatever my future is for myself. Like for the most part, most of my life, I've always loved somebody more than they loved me. And that's okay. That's fine and dandy. It is what it is. I've always, been the one to reach out to people, and like it's very rare that's ever reciprocated on my end. Or I've been the one to, go above and beyond to do what I need to do to make a situation great for whoever and whatever. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I'm creeping up on 30. It's going to be very, very soon. The older I get, though, the more I start to question my reasoning for things. Like, why am I going out of my way so hard to make sure that everybody else is okay? When am I going to put me number one? And like lately, I've just been having such a hard time with this, because anybody that personally knows me knows that I will do whatever it takes and anything possible to make sure that everybody's good. I am absolutely the last person on my list. I am probably the least selfish person that I know. And I'm not even saying that because I'm saying that to be conceited. That is, if you genuinely know me, you know that's how I genuinely roll. So like with me like doing these like deep meditations and deep self-reflecting on what's good for me and what's not good for me, that definitely has me in a different spot in life. Like my whole life, I've always just kind of like whatever people asked me to do, I just kind of did it, and whatever, kind of went with the flow, because it was easier to do what they asked me to do than it was to question what they asked me to do. And sometimes in life, there was a part in life where I just forgot to love myself and forgot to, hey, whatever they're telling you to do doesn't feel right, so you probably shouldn't do it. And I guess a part of me has lost some morals along the way, if that is the correct, accurate way to say this, because I feel like I have always just kind of pushed everything off till tomorrow. Like, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. And tomorrow I'm going to tell them that they can't tell me whatever they want. Tomorrow I'm going to make them own up to whatever they're telling me that I need to own up to. And so with that happening, it has definitely took a toll on my mental. Many of you don't know this or do know this. I had alopecia last year. And I think that would have been a big enough wake up for me to be like, oh, you need to stop stressing and you need to take care of yourself. And unfortunately, it wasn't. I continue to let things happen that shouldn't happen. I continue to be silent in situations that I shouldn't have been as silent. And I continue to kind of open up my whole life and let everybody know what's going on and tell people my problems, even though they truly didn't care. But when they had problems, they would call me up and they would talk to me about their problems, but things I would have going on. They're like, what's wrong with you, Christina? You're always happy. Like, why can't you just snap out of this? And I was like, oh, this is what this means. Like, me always being happy means that I have to sacrifice when I'm not happy to make you happy, even though I'm just miserable inside. Like, everything inside of me is just like, I can't do this anymore. And I continue to do whatever. Let's have an example of like a time. So like I have a friend that like, she always calls me up. She always talks to me about her problems. And I called her up recently and I was like telling her about my problems. She goes, Christina, I hate to cut you off. She goes, but it sounds like everything you're going on in your life is self-inflicted. You've done this to yourself. You just need to suck it up. I don't understand. You always suck it up. What's the big deal with sucking it up now? And I kind of was like, oh, damn, that hurt, but whatever. And I kind of ignored it. But then the more I thought about what happened in that whole conversation and, what she considered self-inflicting, I was like, the whole time I've been friends with her, I've never once said when she has a problem or something, you did this to yourself, you did this to yourself problems, like this is what it is. And what I was going through was like I had, a couple friends pass. I had some things going on at work that weren't exactly lighting up. My diet wasn't good. It's still not good because I'm literally the hardest person on myself. And I literally was just questioning what the fuck I'm doing with my life. And the more I questioned what the fuck I was doing with my life, the more I questioned who the fuck I am. And so with that being said, there was a lot of times where I didn't know exactly how to stick up for myself. And so the older I get, the more I get frustrated when I'm in situations that require me to stick up for myself. I'm always trying. There was a time in my life where I was a complete bitch and I had my bitchy moment. But for the most part, I'm always trying to be a better person. I'm always trying to give everybody else the benefit of the doubt, even though I know they're lying to me and they're kind of full of shit, because I can feel what energy goes off. And I feel like a lot of times people know, like deep down inside, if you're in a situation and you know it's bullshit, you know it's bullshit. It's not like, oh, you need somebody to point it out to you or whatever. But like I had friends throughout the years where it was like the more better my life got, the more miserable their life got. So it kind of just seemed a little like weird. It was just like, oh, so you were fine with telling everybody I was homeless. You were fine with telling everybody all my problems that I had going on. Mind you, you have rats in your house. You don't pay for a fucking bill and you sleep with everybody to pay your bills. But yet you're going to look at my life and say I'm living on a porch and my life is all fucked up. And yet your life is equally as fucked up. And I feel like there was like many incidents in my life where this was a thing. Like I always like notice when I call somebody more than they call me. It's not like a surprise. Or I always notice when I am texting somebody and they're not texting me back and it's not reciprocated. And I always feel like I justify why they do that. Oh, maybe they're busy or, maybe this is going on. But I know deep down inside that it's bullshit. They didn't text me back because they seen my text messages. They're posting stuff online. They are fucking ignoring me. But then the next day they're going to call me and act like I'm wrong. And I would apologize in these times and be like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't text you or call you. Even though I was literally the last one to text and call them. And the older I get, the more frustrated I get in these situations because I'm like, look, I've reached out to you numerous times. You haven't reached out to me. It is what it is. There's a handful of friends that I could say that I don't mind doing that to because I know who they are as a person. And I know they either have kids or they own their own business and their life just is chaotic. So whatever. It's whatever. But there's incidents in my life where I notice that the level of friendship that I am to people, they are not it to me back. And so lately it's really been bothering me. That's why I haven't been posting videos. That's why it's been hard for me to come up with new content as far as comedy. That's why I haven't gone live, because I've been really eating up by this, because I'm like, oh, I can give you advice. I could be there for you with everything. But when I'm down and out, you're nowhere to be fucking found. And in fact, when you are around, you're talking shit about everything I'm going through. Like I legit had an aunt of mine. I got in a car accident. Like something fucked up happened to me. It was a bad snowy day. I got in a car accident. My car got totaled. And instead of her calling me up first to see what happened, she calls up my dad and goes, what's wrong with Christina now? She's always got something wrong with her. What is her problem? And this aunt had a lot of problems. And I never would be like, what's your problem? Why can't you get your shit together? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I felt so heartbroken on this situation. And there's a lot of times in life lately where I'm more heartbroken than I am happy, because I feel like when I'm there for people, they should be there for me back. But I do have a friend, and she's like one of my best friends, and she always tells me, she's like, you have to stop expecting the way you treat other people, them to treat you that way back. You just cannot do that anymore. You have to do what's best for you. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I'm at, but I'm hoping and praying that when I turn 30, I will have the balls to stick up for myself in situations and be like, you know what? You promised me this. You said that I could do this on this date, and now it's this date, and you're changing everything you said to me because you don't remember what you said. And I find it funny that you remember what you say when it's pertaining to what you want it to be, but you don't remember what you said when it's pertaining to what I want and what I've got going on. Oh, Christina, I thought we were gonna hang. Oh, Christina, I didn't know we were hanging out this day. I thought we were hanging out on that day. And I feel myself in these situations a lot in life where it's everybody's like, oh my God, you're such a great person. You're so happy. You're so this. But then when I'm not so happy and I'm not so stay motivated, let's work out, let's do this, I got a problem. I'm on drugs. I've got all these things wrong with me. And you know what? There are some times where I have some uh-oh moments. I probably shouldn't have done that. I fucked up there. But then there's some moments where I'm legit, I don't have the energy or the mental strength to deal with this, but I push through it because I know that my friend needs this or my family member needs this. You know, like, I grew up pretty fast. Anybody knows me knows that I've grown up like extremely fast. And there's people in my life that don't even realize how fast I grew up. And they will judge everything. Like, Christina, you don't talk to your family as much. You don't do this as much. And it's like, do you know me? Do you, like, if you know me, tell me what my favorite color is. Tell me things that make me happy. Tell me things that I like eating to make me feel better. Tell me things that I like doing to make me feel better. Oh, you don't know? But you do know how to look at my life and judge it and tell me what's wrong with it and tell me how I need to be a better person. But you have no idea of everything that I've gone through. And so I find myself in these situations in life where it's like these lessons that I'm learning, and it's like, oh, people will play you to get what they want. But when you play them back on the same shit that they played you on, you're wrong. And it has definitely been one of the hardest lessons in life that I had to swallow. And it's definitely brought me to a different place. I'm sharing this because I hope that, you know, somebody out there that is equally as passive as me, like, sees this and sees that, like, what they see on social media isn't always what it is, and sees who I am as a person isn't always what it is. Like, I'm not ignoring the world on purpose. I'm ignoring the world so I can have sanity for myself. The people that I do talk to every day, I know that they love me and they have my best interest. And even when we didn't, I ignore them because I'm doing what's best for our friendship as a whole. And I hope that, you know, like, this video makes you feel like it's okay not to be okay, because I am the number one person that will beat the fuck out of myself for not always being okay. And I also hope that, you know, like, with me coming to a closing in I'm closing my 20s. My 20s are closed. I am closing a decade. I will be 30 next week. And I'm closing this, and with closing this, I want to leave everything that happened in my 20s, everything that happened in my childhood, and I want to walk into 30 feeling differently about my life. Like, I have a better purpose in this world than what I'm doing now. I'm going to be at a good place, and I also want to know that just because I'm not happy today doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. Maybe that means that maybe that actually means that it's actually quite a good thing that I'm able to be so open and so honest and so brutal with my feelings and stuff like that, because for years I was taught that that was just not okay. And I also want everybody to be happy, but I also don't want to become like, I always say the world's full of assholes. I don't need to be one of them, which is genuinely how I feel. So I just hope that, like, with 30, that I go into this feeling a lot better than I did when I was 20. You know, I've always loved people more than they love me, and I want to be able to get to a point in my life where if you love me and you show me you love me by not just telling me you love me, you know, that means a lot more to me than me hoping that something will be different that's just not gonna be. Anyways, that's pretty much, like, I know that I'm rambling at this point, but that's pretty much how I feel with everything. And I promise you that when I turn 30, I will be making more bar videos. I will be making more, and by bar videos, I mean I will be making more drink videos. I will be making more workout videos. I will be making more funny videos, and the old me will be back. I had just had a moment, and I am making these promises not to only you, but to myself. And I am going to make more content and do what I love to do and get back to what I love to do, and kind of just remember the reason why I fell in love with myself in the first place, because I feel like I forgot who I was a lot last year, as the rest of the world did. And not only last year, I feel like the more that people chip at me, the more they chip away the good parts of me. So I really want to get back to the good parts. So anyways, my name's Christina Rosado. I hope this video helps you with anything you're going through. If not, I'm sorry. Maybe this is just me being awkward like I always am, and maybe it's not. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all your support, and thank you guys for all the positive messages that you guys send me on the daily, and thank you so much for always being there. And if you're going through something hard, just know that somebody loves you, and that it's okay to not be okay, and that it's genuinely okay to stick up for yourself, because if you don't stick up for yourself, who the fuck will? And if you let somebody take you for an ass, everybody else is gonna jump on because they want to ride. All right, love you, stay positive, have a happy day. Bye.